Hello, my name is Lydia Ladah. I am at the Department of Biological Oceanography at CICESE, located in Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. And I've also recently been developing the RSEC Alliance, which stands for the Alliance for the Restoration of Coastal Ecosystem Services. And on this alliance, we collaborate with many different NGOs and private sector companies, as well as many scientists and social scientists. Many of these communities are stakeholders along the Baja California Peninsula that are severely concerned about the coastal impacts of the algal blooms on this coastline. So the Baja California Peninsula is a biogeographic transition zone between warm temperate and tropical subtropical waters, and therefore it's severely impacted by climate change impacts. This coastline is dominated by kelp forests in the north and coral reefs in the south. Many of these ecosystems provide very important ecosystem services, such as fisheries, to much of the local rural coastal communities. These local coastal communities depend very much so for their livelihood and for their cultural identity on the benthic fisheries associated with some of these coastal ecosystems. However, they are seeing an increase in both the frequency and intensity of harmful algal blooms and the hypoxia that's associated with them. The coastal benthic marine fisheries, such as lobster, some fish, some octopus, and of course the highly valued abalone, are severely impacted by these HABs and by the hypoxic events that occur alongside with them. And these have huge socioeconomic and socio-ecological negative impacts. Now, one of the NGOs that is highly involved with these fishing communities is COBE. And this slide was shared to me, with me by Magdalena Procoma at COBE. And what COBE is doing with the Federation of Cooperatives is monitoring these hypoxic events and empowering the local communities to put in oceanographic sensors to then understand more about how and when these hypoxic events and these red tides occur, to then empower them for local decision making. And what they're doing is they share the data through WhatsApp, and what they would like to do is take this a step further and create an early warning system. And the idea of this early warning system would be if any one of the cooperatives detect either a hypoxic or a red tide event, they could then share this information with surrounding communities before they're actually impacted, so that they can either adapt or mitigate their fishing systems beforehand. Now, what RSEC is trying to do is link this kind of approach with some of the work that's being carried out in Southern California. And what we wanted to do was to bring some of these issues that the fishing co-ops and the marginalized communities along the coast of Baja California are having and are seeing, so that when we start to talk about approximating some of the solutions to some of these impacts, that we can take into account some of these marginalized communities so that we can undertake the understanding in a more equitable fashion. So RSEC is bringing to the table this impact in Baja California on all our different stakeholders, with the idea that some of these issues also need to be considered when we talk about solutions. So I'll stop there, and I thank you very much, and I can be contacted at CICESE whenever necessary, and Magda can be contacted at COBE.